Morning and welcome to the School of Consciousness. Today we're going to be talking about mindfulness strategies for anxiety. Now, this is something that gets brought up to me a lot. I speak with a lot of clients who say to me that their therapist, their psychologist, or their psychiatrist is recommending them to look into mindfulness strategies. So I'm obviously a mindfulness meditation teacher. I'm going to share with you some mindfulness strategies that you can use if you do have anxiety, if you feel like you have a dysregulated nervous system, if you are reacting to your emotions, if you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, if you're constantly overthinking things, if any of those resonate with you, then mindfulness can be a great tool to have in your tool belt. So let's just start with what mindfulness actually is. Mindfulness is actually a term that was coined by a guy called Jon Kabat-Zinn. Jon Kabat-Zinn is known for bringing mindfulness to the West, or he actually is known for creating mindfulness. He's a guy. He's an American professor, and he's studied in the Eastern philosophies, and he has been known to have popularized this term mindfulness within the West, in the last 30 or 40 years. So, yeah, the way that he describes it um, is essentially it's a practice of non-attachment and it's a practice of non-judgment. Jon Kabat-Zinn says mindfulness is essentially a practice of awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So it's awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. So mindfulness is just essentially a practice of developing stronger self-awareness, uh, developing stronger awareness in the present moment, developing stronger awareness of yourself, your surroundings, and doing it in a non-judgmental way. So that means to not judge what you're experiencing. Now, if you do have anxiety, it's likely that you do judge what you're experiencing. You try to fight what you're experiencing. You try to resist what you're experiencing. You might think that you're a bad person for experiencing anxiety. You might think that there's something wrong with you if you're experiencing anxiety or overwhelm. These days people are often going to get diagnosed with ADD or ADHD or obviously anxiety or depression, and people are thinking that there's something wrong with them, right? Now, the whole practice of mindfulness is to pay attention to the present moment without judgment. So even if you are experiencing a fast-paced mind or anxiousness, depression, overthinking, like a heightened heart rate in your body, or feelings of stress in your body, it's about paying attention to that without judgment. So without judging yourself. And this is the hard part for most people because most people are so quick to judge themselves and to judge others. And so mindfulness is about just being aware of what's happening without the judgment. So it's a practice, right? Mindfulness is a practice. People say you need to develop a mindfulness practice or you need to develop a meditation practice. And that's exactly what it is. It is a practice. It's not something that you will just get like that. And now this is one of the problems in our current society. We have everything at the tip of our fingers, literally with our phones. And so most people struggle with delayed gratification. However, when it comes to mindfulness, you have to practice, and meditation and mindfulness is really a practice that will help you become more calm, become more aware, become more centered, become more content. However, it's not something that you will get straight away. It requires delayed gratification. It takes time. Even in a meditation practice, it will take you, or a mindfulness practice that we're going to go through in this call today, it still takes you a few minutes to come down to the present moment. And why I say come down is because you're often stuck in your head, right? You're stuck up here and it's all going very fast up here. However, what we need to do is we need to come down to the present moment. And one of the ways that you can do that with mindfulness is by coming down into an awareness of your body as opposed to just your mind. You can do it through breathing practices. You can do it just through body awareness. And there's lots of other different ways that you can do it. We're going to just stick to the simple stuff today. A couple of basic mindfulness strategies that are going to help you to really reduce your anxiety. So if you are someone who has been recommended mindfulness by a psychiatrist or a therapist or a psychologist or even a doctor, then this is going to be great for you. It's going to teach you a lot of different things that you can actually start to implement in your day-to-day life, right? Now, one of the big things that people often go to first is breathing practices, mindfulness breathing practices. You might have heard of the box breath. I personally don't think that the box breath is the best breath to use for becoming calm because it requires a breath hold. So if you do the box breath, if you're familiar with the box breath, it's 4 seconds in and then a 4 second hold and then 4 seconds out and then a 4 second hold. So it's like a box, right? 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds down, like exhaling, and then 4 seconds hold. And you keep repeating that. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold, 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Now, like I said, I don't think that's the best for anxiety because it requires you to hold your breath. And when you hold your breath, it can be an anxiety-inducing experience. It can be a bit like I can't get my breath or I'm not breathing. So that can be actually anxiety-inducing, and it doesn't really help to regulate the body that well. A better practice is called the double exhale. So if you've worked with me before, or if you've watched my content on Instagram or on YouTube before, then you've probably heard me talk about this double exhale before. And what we're essentially doing with the double exhale is we are taking a inhale, so a 4 second inhale, and then we're doubling the length of the exhale. So it would be an 8 second exhale. So hence double exhale. You just double the length of the exhale in comparison to the inhale. So if you were to breathe in for 4 seconds, you would breathe out for 8. So it's a slower exhale. So you can try that now. Breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8, and find a rhythm. Just keep, as I'm talking, keep breathing. 4 in, 8 out. 4 in and 8 out. So the exhale is really longer and slower than the inhale. And what that does is it actually starts to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the resting mode of your nervous system. So that long exhale activates the parasympathetic mode or the resting mode of your nervous system. So if you were to do 5 or 6 of those double exhales, you would be breathing for about 1 minute, 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. That's 12 seconds. Do that times 5. That's 1 minute. And I can guarantee you, if you just do 1 minute or 5 rounds of double exhale, you're going to feel significantly calmer in your body. You're going to feel significantly more relaxed in your body. So it's just 4 seconds in and then 8 seconds out. 4 in, 8 out. And you just stick with that rhythm for 5 breaths and just watch your body start to relax. That's the double exhale. In my opinion, that is the best breathwork practice for reducing stress and anxiety. So put that in your tool belt, make a note of it, write it down. It's a great practice for helping others as well. So for example, let's say that you're not experiencing anxiety, but you know someone who is. When someone's having an anxiety attack or a panic attack, they are really they're not with it. They're not present. They're not conscious, right? They're in the survival state. There's stress running through their body, adrenaline running through their body. They're not thinking clearly. So if you try to give instructions to someone who's having an anxiety attack, like, hey, do the double exhale, they won't actually listen because they're not really, they're not really functioning well cognitively. Their brain's not really functioning properly at that point. So what you can do instead of telling them what to do is actually go and give them a hug or get close to them If, maybe they don't feel like being hugged, but maybe you could get close to them and you start to do the double exhale. So you take these overly emphasized inhales. So 4 in, make sure that they can hear you and kind of see you and feel you, your body language, and then 8 seconds out, nice and slow. And what will happen is they will start to co-regulate with you. Now, I know this because my wife has anxiety and she's had anxiety attacks, and I have done this exact same thing with her. I've told her, do the double exhale if she's having an anxiety attack. Didn't work. So I went over to her and I sat down with her and I started doing the double exhale, and that regulated her. So this is a great practice for yourself, but it's also a great practice to help for other people, right? Now that's really, really important. So that's the best breathing practice that I recommend. Don't overcomplicate it. 4 in, 8 out. 4 in, 8 out. That is the one that if you keep that with you for the rest of your life, it'll be a very powerful tool that you can have in your tool belt. Now, the other strategy that can be very helpful is the body awareness. So it's a body scan. So when it comes to mindfulness and this definition of mindfulness, which is to pay attention to the present moment on purpose, right, without judgment, what we're going to do with a body scan is we would go and sit down and cross our legs and put our hands in our lap. So we're essentially coming into a meditative position, sitting down, cross-legged, hands in your lap. And then you could start your practice with the double exhale. So you could breathe in for 4 seconds. And then you could breathe out for 8. So you start the practice by focusing on your breath, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 8, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 8. And so even just a few of those breaths is going to help you start to regulate your nervous system. And then from there, you can stay seated, closing down your eyes. We'll go into a short practice of meditation now. Once you've done the double exhale and you've started to relax your body and your mind, what you can do next is bring your awareness or your attention to the very top of your head. So you take all of your awareness, all of your attention, and place it on the top of your head. And then as you take your next breath in, breathing up to the top of the head, and as you exhale, allow your awareness to slowly drift down your head, down your temples, down your forehead, down to your jaw. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, allow your attention and your awareness to come down through your eyes, relaxing your muscles in your face, relaxing your cheekbone, relaxing your jaw, relaxing the muscles around your mouth. Take another breath in, relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing all of the muscles in the face, all the way down through the chest as you exhale. Take another deep breath in, breathing into the belly. And then as you exhale, you soften the shoulders, soften the chest. And you're just scanning your awareness down through your body, softening your arms, softening your belly. Take another breath in, all the way up to the top. And then as you exhale, all the way back down, softening the belly, the hands, the back, and just letting go of any tension that's being held in your body. Take another deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you relax down through your hips, relax down through your legs, your knees, your feet, all the way down to the earth or the ground, the floor beneath your feet. Take another deep breath in and just pay attention to your entire body and notice if there is anywhere else that you can release any tension or relax your muscles a little bit more. Scan your awareness through the body, very gently releasing and relaxing the muscles. And now you can stay in this relaxed position if you like. But that's essentially a body awareness scan. So if you're looking for a meditation practice that you can do, or a mindfulness meditation practice that you can do that's going to help with your nervousness or with your anxiety, that's a great one. Just scan your awareness from the very top of your head all the way down through your face, your head, your shoulders, your chest, your belly, all the way down to the very bottom of your feet. And you can also use the double exhale, the breathing practice. It will go very well with that body awareness scan. So there's two different mindfulness strategies or practices that you can implement that will really help with your anxiety. So one of the things that people really struggle with their anxiety is this nervousness, this constant feeling of being on edge, right? Constantly doubting decisions, constantly doubting people, constantly living in fear, or doubting yourself. And it creates this real sense of nervousness. And the nervousness is not just in the mind, but it's usually in the body as well. The body might start to tense up. It might start to close up when you're around certain people, or when you have certain decisions to make, or when you have certain responsibilities that you need to take control of. The body might start to become nervous and the mind might start to become nervous. And it's really that the nervous system, or your nervous system, is dysregulated. It's out of balance, hence the nervousness. And so one strategy that can be very helpful for overcoming your anxiety is this mindfulness practice. Now, it's not something that you can do just once and it's all going to be fixed. Like I said before, right? These things take time and you have to practice, right? You can do it once and you can feel a sense of relief. However, you will need to practice consistently over a long period of time to bring your nervous system back into balance. All humans have what's called homeostasis, and homeostasis is when the human body is in balance. It's in perfect balance. When we have homeostasis, we have balance, we have good health. If you have heightened anxiety, you are not in homeostasis. Your body is out of balance, your nervous system is dysregulated, and things aren't functioning properly. And this can lead to all sorts of issues, not just anxiety and depression, but it can start to create physical symptoms as well, pain in the body. It can even create sicknesses in the body, right? Or disease in the body. So if you're experiencing heightened anxiety, it's likely that your body is not in homeostasis. And so you need to bring it back into homeostasis. And the way that you do that is simply through a healthy lifestyle. So it's cutting out things like alcohol, drugs, really unhealthy processed food, and starting to implement things like mindfulness, some basic exercise. It doesn't have to be anything too strenuous, but walks and even a walk can be a really healing thing. Going for a walk, a mindful walk, doing some mindful breathing, doing some mindful meditation awareness practices like the body scan that I've just shared with you. But the key is you have to implement it consistently. And you really want to make it a lifestyle, not just a quick fix. A lot of people try to do this stuff. It's like, oh, I'll do this for a few months and I'll see how I go and maybe it'll work. And I talk to a lot of people who try that and they say, I've tried this mindfulness and I've tried meditation, I've tried this stuff, but it didn't work for me. And I said, well, how long did you try it for? And they said, oh, a couple of weeks. It takes longer than that. I've personally been doing meditation for nearly 15 years, right? And so I started because I had anxiety. And now I'm rarely experiencing anxiety. And if I do, I can manage it perfectly. It doesn't bother me at all. right? So the point I'm trying to make here is you want to make this a lifestyle, not just something that you're going to try to do to get a quick fix, because that's the problem with our society. And that's why mental health issues are on the rise, because no one is willing to commit to being healthy. And if you're not committed to being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle, you won't live a healthy lifestyle, right? You will get sucked up into the craziness of the world. You'll get your anxiety, your depression, and all sorts of other issues happening. So it's really about committing to a healthy lifestyle for yourself and for your future. So that's what it takes. Now, there's a couple of mindfulness strategies I've given you here. If you want more help with this stuff, you can jump into the School of Consciousness, which is a free community that I run every Wednesday. If you jump into the community, you will also find a whole bunch of different trainings on a variety of different topics, such as nervous system regulation, healing anxiety, meditation, inner child healing work, emotional healing work, uh, awareness, consciousness, all sorts of belief work, mindset work. There's a whole bunch of trainings in there. I think we're up to nearly 20 or 25 now, maybe even more than that. I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe 20. I think this might be 20 something. So that's a free community. And you can go onto my website, www.mindlaunch.com.au, and you can easily just create an account in the free community. If you scroll down, you'll see School of Consciousness. You can jump in there. You can join the Wednesday sessions. You can watch all the replays and all the other free trainings that are in there. And that can be a great place to start. If you want to go to the next step and you really want to have a clear roadmap to go from anxiety to alignment, then I have a program called Anxiety to Alignment, which is going to take you through a process of overcoming and healing your anxiety to create mind, body, and spirit alignment. And that's a monthly membership, and it starts at $100 a month, or it's 100 US dollars, so it's 150 Australian dollars. You can also jump on that through my website. It's got a 6-week course. We've got weekly live Q&A calls and a bunch of extra resources in there. So that's another one that you can jump on. Or if you want more support, you want one-on-one help, then the best way that I can help you personally is if you join my coaching program, the Conscious Creator Coaching Program. So if you want to join that, you'll have to apply. There's an application link on the website, www.mindlaunch.com.au. And that's it. So if you want more help, the help is there. Like I said, you have to commit. You have to be making this stuff a priority and committing to a new lifestyle, because that's what's going to help, right? It's not just doing this stuff for a week and then forgetting about it, or doing it for 2 weeks and then forgetting about it. You've got to be disciplined, right? You've got to take responsibility for your life. You've got to commit, and you've got to trust the process. And I guarantee you that if you do that, it's going to work for you. So great work. Thanks for being here with me. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.